Welcome, dear listener. Tonight, let the world outside gently fall away. Close your eyes, feel your body grow still. Breathe in slowly, and out even slower. You're safe here, wrapped in warmth, floating softly into another time. This isn't a tale of kings or war. It's a journey through quiet moments. A gentle goodbye, across forgotten lands and ancient ways. Let me take your hand as we step back into time. To where the earth is warm with sun and sand. Where the Nile winds slowly through golden banks. Where people, just like you and me, prepared to say farewell, with grace, with care, and with reverence. Tonight, we begin, in ancient Egypt. Amphora Chapter 1. Beneath the sand-colored SK. The sun sets slowly over the Nile. Its golden light stretches long shadows across the mud-brick houses, the papyrus reeds swaying gently at the river's edge. The village is quiet, not silent, but soft. You might hear a distant creak of an oar in water, the soft rustle of linen robes brushing along the path, and the coo of birds settling into their nests for the night. In a small courtyard shaded by palm leaves, a woman kneels beside her mother's resting body. The old woman's face is peaceful, creased by years of sun and laughter. Her daughter, still and reverent, brushes sand from the woven mat beneath her. She is preparing for the journey of the soul. Here in ancient Egypt, death was not an end. It was simply the next chapter, calm, expected, and handled with extraordinary love. The neighbors do not wail or weep aloud. They arrive slowly, one by one, bearing small offerings, bundles of herbs, jars of perfumed oil, simple clay amulets. In this time, perhaps 3,000 years ago, life and death walked hand in hand. It was believed that the soul left the body, but could only journey onward if properly prepared, properly honored. Atmos. Lotion Bottle Chapter 2. The Ritual of Washing. The embalmers arrive quietly. They wear plain linen robes and carry tools wrapped in cloth. Before they begin, they bow, not to the living, but to the body. A sign of respect, of sacredness. In a shaded room, cool and dark, the washing begins. Warm water is poured slowly, so slowly you might mistake it for silence. The scent of natron salt and sweet gum fills the air. A gentle cloth passes over the hands, the feet, the brow. The body is no longer a vessel, it is becoming a gateway. The daughter stands nearby, watching with soft eyes. She does not interfere. This part must be done just right. Each step in the journey matters. The embalmers speak in murmurs. They recite blessings under their breath. The fire nearby crackles gently, used to warm oils, nothing more. The body will be wrapped in layers, dozens of them. Each one blessed, each one holding symbols. A scarab amulet placed over the heart. A feather, to honor Ma'at, the goddess of truth and balance. Time seems to slow. There is no rush in death here. Only calm, only car. Rice Plant Chapter 3. The Offering Room. Later that evening, the daughter returns home. In the center of her clay-walled kitchen, she prepares bread, small, round loaves, gently dusted with barley. Beside them, dried dates. A little honey. A bowl of cool river water. These offerings will not feed the dead, but they will nourish the soul. Tomorrow, she will place them in the tomb. They are not for the mouth, but for the journey. It is believed the spirit must travel through many trials. Hunger, thirst, fire, shadow. But with these gifts, her mother will not suffer. You can almost hear the grinding of stone beneath her hands as she crushes more herbs. The scent of thyme and coriander fills the room, soft and earthy. She pauses to whisper a prayer. Her voice barely more than breath. She thanks her mother for her stories, her strength, her presence. And somewhere in the silence, you might almost imagine a soft reply. A presence, a hush of farewell on the wind. Sunrise Chapter 4. The BL Day. As the sun rises the next morning, soft and golden over the horizon, the funeral procession begins. There are no loud drums. No towering pageantry. Just footsteps, soft and steady, over sand that holds the memory of every foot that walked it before. The body, now wrapped in sacred cloth, rests on a wooden bier. 4 men carry her gently. The daughter walks just behind, holding a small basket of offerings. Other villagers trail quietly, heads bowed, lips whispering the ancient words of release. The tomb awaits, not far, just over the ridge. It is humble, carved into the rock. Within, a resting place, jars of food and oil, painted symbols on the walls. The journey ends here, or perhaps, it begins here. A gentle goodbye. Funeral rites of ancient times, soothing bedtime storytelling for sleep. Only the story above. Image prompts are listed separately at the bottom. Headphone suggested ambient background optional. Gentle sea breeze. Distant gulls. The soft clink of a bronze bowl. Olive leaves rustling in warm wind. Quiet lyre music in the background. Herb Chapter 11. The Olive Grove and the Last Farewell. The day begins gently, with sunlight slipping through the branches of ancient olive trees. In a small village on the coast of Greece, nestled between green hills and the distant shimmer of the sea, a home prepares for goodbye. An old man has passed away, not with pain, but in sleep. He was a potter, known for the curved lines of his amphory, the soft laugh that echoed in his courtyard, the wisdom in his silence. His family walks barefoot across the stone floor, each step slow, reverent. In the Greek tradition, the dead are washed and anointed by loved ones. It is not a task for strangers. It is a ritual of memory, of touch, of release. His daughter carefully combs his hair, now silver and soft. His grandson wraps his feet in white linen. The room is filled with sunlight and silence, the kind of silence that feels warm and full. Outside, the cypress trees sway gently. He will be buried tomorrow, but today is for tending, for remembering, for whispering thank you. Wave Chapter 12. Coins for the journey. In ancient Greek belief, the soul of the dead must cross the river Styx, the silent river that separates the world of the living from the land of shadows. But to make that crossing, a coin is needed. A gift for Karen, the silent ferryman. The daughter places 2 small coins, bowls, one on each eyelid. They shimmer softly in the light, not bright, not gold, just humble and old. The coins are not payment. They are permission, a symbol that this soul has been remembered, loved, and is now ready to go. A priest murmurs a chant outside, his voice low and slow, like the wind weaving through olive branches. The family lights small incense cones. The smell is earthy, frankincense, time, and something else, something older. The body rests, now covered with a fine woolen cloth. Nearby, a simple clay bowl of fresh water and bread waits, not for the living, but for the soul. Classical Building Chapter 13. The Funeral Pyre. In the morning, under the pale gold sky, the men of the village gather in silence. A wooden litter carries the body out of the house. Not rushed, not loud, just slow footsteps on a stone path. Just soft wind and the hush of sandals on earth. At the edge of the village, near a grove of laurel trees, a funeral pyre has been built. Wood stacked carefully, dried for days. Laurel leaves tucked among the logs. This, too, is a farewell. As the flames are lit, they do not roar. They crackle gently, rising in soft orange coils. The family stands together. No screaming, no sobs, just quiet breathing, and the sound of fire. Smoke rises into the morning sky, carrying the spirit upward, toward the gods, toward peace. They do not fear the fire. They believe in the return, that the soul may walk the fields of Elysium, a soft paradise where heroes and gentle hearts rest. Amphora Chapter 14. Ashes and Amphory. Later, when the fire has faded and the embers have cooled, the ashes are collected by hand. Not hurried, not swept. Each handful is placed into a clay amphora, simple, unpainted, but strong. The amphora is sealed with wax and olive oil, then placed in a family tomb. A small niche carved into stone, cool and eternal. Above the entrance, a line of poetry is painted. Do not weep for me, I am only sleeping beneath laurel shade. Fresh flowers are left nearby, not bouquets, but wild ones, picked from the hills. Daisies, thyme blossoms, sprigs of mint, they will wilt by nightfall, but their scent will linger. Classical Building Chapter 15. In the Roman quiet. To the west, the Romans had their own ways of goodbye. In a quiet villa on the outskirts of Rome, a woman has passed. She was a teacher, a reader of scrolls, a lover of figs and birdsong. Her body is washed and wrapped in clean linen. She is adorned with a wreath of myrtle, not for beauty, but for memory. In Rome, they believed the soul passed through the mundus, the sacred gap between the worlds. To ease this passage, the family places tokens in her hands. A small bronze key, a folded letter, and a laurel leaf. Each item speaks, not in words, but in symbols. Candle chapter 16. Lamps in the catacombs. That evening, she is carried not to a pyre, but to a catacomb. Beneath the city, beneath the stone and arches, tunnels stretch endlessly. The air is cool, the walls are carved with names. As the family walks, they carry clay lamps, each glowing gently with oil. These lamps are left in alcoves near her resting place. The soft light is not for the dead. It is for the living, to see that death is not darkness, but a quiet place filled with memory. They leave a simple inscription, her name, and 3 words in Latin. Vivid in cordibus, she lives in our hearts. And then, the family returns home. Not broken, just quiet. The city continues above, but beneath, the past sleeps, patiently.